Hey there guys, my name is Eddie Wang and welcome to another Jin guide, and this particular is going to talk about Jin's wave dash. Jin wave dash is something that puts him closer to the Mishima's hierarchy, while not many players do like to label Jin, regular Jin, as a Mishima because his CD4 is much slower, and his 443 not it's only shorter but it's also slower than Mishima's itself. So not having these two tools doesn't also not having a flash punch and a slower health sweep, it makes him away from the Mishima's SK in this game. But I don't really like to think this the same way because the tools are still there. In my opinion, they don't do exactly the same, or they do, but they are just different in like they feel like the same tools, right? But they have a different spin on it. Like Jin doesn't really have a 10 frame flash punch combo, but he has 2-4, right? Jin 2-4 is like a wall splitting move, although he has shorter range. Did you imagine how strong this would be if this had like a standing one reach? This will be too strong. So this doesn't have as much range as many people like to have, because this is a really great 10 frame punisher, and this is one of the first reasons why people don't label Jin as a Mishima. The second one is of course this 443 being too slow, doesn't really have range at all, and it's only +1 on block. It was nerfed, it used to be +3, but Namco nerfed this move and it's only +1 on block now, and you cannot only use, you can no longer use this to apply some really solid pressure. You have to use 444 instead, which is +4, I believe. Yeah, +4 on block. And also his health sweep is much slower, I believe 20 frames, and it's very seeable. And since this is super seeable, people tend to fuzzy guard Jin in many ways. You know that when he's trying to apply pressure with wave dash, people tend to just fuzzy guard Jin in this particular aspect. So it kind of sucks. They cannot just pick a side and hope for the best, because many people think nah, Jin doesn't have a really faster options other than these two, which is a lie. If you only are used to use like 443 and CD4 on wave dash mix-up and electric wind hit, only these three tools, if you start facing people that face Jin regularly on daily basis, you will start to feel very limited, because people will be able to block this, and while your electric is good, blocking low avoids both, actually avoids CD4 and electric wind hit on its own. So isn't a move you really want to mix up with your CD4. So you need to pick something else in order to make this a little bit more bearable, and in order to spin the world around again, you will going to master some stuff that requires some execution. So this is where I think Jin wave dash is really strong. It's not because of his 443 or his CD4. These tools are like very generic in my opinion, and while they are like launchers, but they are still pretty slow, and people tend to look out for those first. So you want to use something else, and this else is something I already covered before, is the instant power standing tool, which you can apply this from a wave dash. As you guys can see, this is a really strong tool, and this is a really strong tool, as you guys can see. And while being a strong 2 is actually only 1 frame faster than Devil Jin, meaning is I-14 is equally minus 12, and Jin 1 doesn't track to side steps. Actually, it doesn't track side steps, but it comes 1 frame much faster, so you can actually use this in your wave dash mix-up against super attackers. People that are trying to fuzzy guard you are going to deal with this. You're going to have to deal with this in shorter notice, which will prevent them to duck right away in some situations. But this alone is also won't be enough, because as you guys can see, without you really practicing instant point standing, this becomes a little bit difficult to do. And even when you do under pressure, there is some drop chance, but this is something that you can really eliminate it with practicing, and to make it more bearable in high level matches. And how do you do this? When Jin is doing a wave dash, you need to cancel with back. Actually, before the wave dash ends, you need to cancel this with back, and then press 2 at the exact same time as you press back, and then Jin will be able to do this. You can do this even from intimidating dashes as well. You are able to do this from intimidating dashes, and yeah, this is part of why Jin wave dash is really strong. There is also 2 other options. One you already know, although Jin mains don't really like to use this, but this one is also pretty strong because it's a counter hit launcher, and people that don't want to deal with wave dash and try to press buttons are usually caught by this move most of the time. It's also safer, and it can only be blocked standing, and it's much faster also than CD4 and Cold War 3, so at some point they cannot fuzzy guard this. It's going to launch, it's going to hit anyway, so it's a good way to keep them in check and prevent them from doing random stuff against you. Although it isn't really that much of a plus move, because the recovery on hit is much slower than this. This one is a lot more. This is like plus 20, so allows you for a mix-up. This one only allows you mostly for a check-in, and if they try to panic out of the arrows everywhere, they're going to get counter hit launcher by your next counter hit launcher. And my favorite, something that I have picked up recently, is this one. Okay, down forward 1-4, which is 13 frame startup, and it's actually a mid, and this is one of the strongest mid Jin has, because it's 13 frames, and especially at the wall, this becomes so strong at the wall, and mid screen you can keep people in check, although the advantage isn't as much as this one, but it allows you for some, if you are having troubles using like instant power standing too, this one is a great alternative, because it's also damaging. As you guys can see, pretty damaging. It's much damaging than one standing 3, and it's also safer. Although the second hit is duckable, you can actually most people that are tending to fuzzy guard don't usually block something in duck, so in most cases they are hardly going to duck this, because they might tend to get hit by the first hit, so, or this one, trying to fuzzy guard it to duck a down forward one. So this, in most cases, this is your safe bet, and you can push people to the wall with this, and when they start to non-duck in this, then you can start pushing them in the wall with electric wind hook fist and CD4, 444, yeah, this stuff, the usual stuff. You can also apply some other stuff, like you can do a standing 4 from a wave dash if possible. You need to press forward, then release the directional button, and then you just let it slide. If you release the directional button, so you do a forward while you press 4, then you're going to get a forward 4, which is also very good, but it requires some really strong execution. But if you really training your muscle memory to do it, you will be able to do it. Just letting you know that it's possible to run into forward 4. If you do 3 forward, Jin is going to run with a forward 4 instead of doing this. You can actually do this and get some really strong launchers out there. Yep, there are those. You can also wave dash into back 3, so it's not pretty much recommendable, but at some point in the game, some people like to match stuff, so this becomes a really strong tool as well. So this covers up Jin wave dash options. I think one of the reasons why Jin is so annoying to deal with in this game is because of this move. This one at the wall is really strong. From wave dash at the wall, this also becomes really strong, becomes super hard to block. These two moves, one is 30 frames and the other is 16 from a wave dash, and you can't really duck Jin at all in this position. It's kinda taking a huge risk just to block like a CD4, right? Or a down back 4, which in most cases you can trick people with it with a down back 4. But this one, this is like these moves are mostly guaranteed to hit at the wall, because those people tend to fuzzy guard or duck Jin at the wall, and isn't really much of a great idea, because this is a natural wall splatter at the wall, and this one too, and this one is so ambiguous. It's really hard to see. One of the reasons I win a lot of matches against like players like Smith, who like to block CD4 most of the time, it's because of this move. This move is super annoying, I recognize that. And there is also this. This is pretty much an unblockable move. If you guys, I'm just going to put this into standing guard so you guys can have an idea. No, let's say guard O, right? Guard O. So let's put this into guard O. So this is pretty much impossible to block in this particular situation, meaning that if you get hit like by a CD4 at the wall, sometimes the best bet is to stay grounded, because if you try to stand right after, then you're going to get hit by a move that it's going to be impossible to block, and you are in for some really great damage. I think this is one of the reasons why Jin is really strong in this game, although not many people are a believer of this wave dash at all, because Jin is not a mishima. You can't really apply wave dash pressure with him because he doesn't have a really fast and reaching 443, and he has a super slow CD4, so you can react, you can duck. Oh, so you can duck Jin. Okay, good luck trying to duck this. Yeah, good luck trying to duck this. Good luck trying to fuzzy guard when Jin has stuff like this in his game. So you don't have to sidestep, right? Beware of this stuff. So this is why I think Jin shouldn't really be counted out. His wave dash might not be the best pressure in the game because his tools are really short vision and much slower than Mishima's. Don't forget that Jin can run into forward 4. Actually, can run into forward 4. He also has forward 4 too, which also can come out from a wave dash. Although he has ECD1, which I don't use as much because it's just as reactable as CD4 and 443, 19 frames. But these 3 moves, this one, let's say this 4, this one, and this one, those are like it's true 50-50 wave dash mix-up tools. You cannot really just simply duck this and hope for the best, because all these are anti-duckers moves, so you are going to have to respect this and stay standing most of the time. But it's going to be impossible because at some point you will really want to duck, and with intimidating dashes on display, a lot of things can happen, guys. And not only that, you're trying to just stand still and wait for a CD4, you're going to get launched or going to get grabbed by command throws. You're going to get pushed at the wall by Jin, and when you get like pushed at the wall with Jin, then you fuck. Yeah, that's true. Sorry the expression, but it's really true. If Jin puts you in the wall, you are fucked because of this move. And this move is really stupid at wall. I don't want this move nerfed. It won't be actually, but this move is really strong at the wall. So do not get cornered by Jin by trying to like avoid pressing buttons and stuff. It's just something that the way he was designed. So be careful with whatever you put on the screen or how you deal with stuff. So to Jin players in this channel, practice this. This is something that you should practice. Wave dash into down forward 1-4, wave dash into 1 standing 2. You can also do this, but this one doesn't really give you anything, so this is a much safer bet. And you can also, of course, utilize this. Use this move a lot. If people are trying to duck you up pressing buttons while you wave dash, use this move a lot. This move is going to give them a lot of trouble. And when they start to like guessing whether or not they should duck or trying to timing the moment to block this or this, is then when your CD4 and your 443 are going to start to working again, because they are going to second guess themselves into many things, and this is going to become annoying and super annoying to deal with. It's somewhat similar to Kazuya's, but Kazuya has a faster hellsweep and has a 443 which is also faster than Jin, and he has a while standing 1-2 which is 13 frames, right? And he has also IWS2 which is much slower, but Kazuya still has it. And don't forget that Jin also can do this, so don't be afraid to use this stuff. There is also, without forgetting, there is also this, which is also a good way to keep people in check. This is only -7, so you can actually parry stuff using up forward 2 or just backdash. Yeah, so that's the video for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to donate anything for this channel, PlayStation gift card will be enough for me. yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed the videos and you learned something new. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.
Two.